Voltron. Voltron. Voltron? During your time playing EDH, you've probably run into this deck archetype. You've watched someone play turn after turn of equipment, attach it all to their commander, only to watch it quickly be destroyed and turned into an ape. Memories like this make people assume Voltron is a bad archetype and should be avoided. Well, your memories are lies. You never went to Disneyland when you were 8. That was just a parking lot carnival filled with health code violations and broken dreams.
I wanna be a dancer.
I'm here to open your eyes to the truth. Voltron can be a real threat at the table. Just give me a moment of your time and I'll explain to you how you can dominate games of EDH by simply turning your commander 90 degrees. Unless your commander has vigilance and then you're just kind of nudging it slightly forward, but you get the point. Now, what is Voltron for those who don't know?
From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe.
Back in the day, commander was referred to as EDH, Elder Dragon Highlander. These were the 5 Elder Dragons it was referring to. Notice how they all have the power of 7. If you did 21 combat damage with your commander, that player was eliminated. This was known as commander damage. 21 was chosen because it was 3 swings from your commander. Why Voltron? Why not play Artifact Storm or an Aristocrats archetype? Why pick Voltron above other choices? Well, for one, you're not a coward. We're not going to sit behind a wall of stacks and hate pieces looking for a combo win line. From the start, our game plan is clear. We're going to combat and it's going to hurt. Another benefit for this type of game plan is its straightforward and streamlined turns. We just need to address a few questions and play around them. 1. Is there a threat on board that needs to be dealt with or I will lose? 2. Is there something preventing me from hitting them in the face? 3. Who do we need to eliminate first? Once you answer these questions, you can quickly go through your turns unlike some Quandrix combo piles that take out a graphing calculator to determine the odds of drawing a land. Listen, you're going to draw that land, you're going to play the land, you're going to draw another card off of that, and it's going to be one of these things where I have to try to keep track of how many land drops you have, and then if you ask me that question, did I make a land drop this turn? I will reach across that table. Now, when you're looking to build Voltron, your commander is going to be an important choice and will determine how strong the Voltron game plan you'll have. There are some key qualities you want to look out for a strong Voltron commander. Built-in protection. Does the commander have some form of hexproof on them, making it impossible to be the target of a Doomblade? Or do they have indestructible, meaning only exile effects can deal with these pesky creatures? Built-in evasion. Seeing as Voltron is combat focused, we need to ensure that we can connect with our opponent's fragile faces. We're looking for things like flying, trample, or in the rare cases, unblockable. Mana cost. The lower cost your commander, the quicker we can get them onto the board, and if they do get removed, it doesn't set us back as much when you're jumping from 3 to 5 mana. Strong ability. What makes a strong ability? Well, in general, it should be the ability to quickly make our commander lethal in one key swing. This can be like giving us the ability to cheat out equipment or gaining stats for being enchanted. Also, it can be the ability to retain card advantage over our opponents. An example of a great commander is Earl the Miststalker. He may cost 5 mana, but being a hexproof creature that gets massive very quickly, you'll most likely be swinging for lethal once you have 2 enchantments on him. Another one is Skullbriar, the Walking Grave. He can come out on turn 1 and keeps getting bigger and bigger. And even if he's removed, all that work you put into him is not wasted time, as he keeps all counters on him. And thanks to Ikoria, you can even give him keywords. Okay, you've picked out a Voltron commander and you filled your deck to the brim with all sorts of powerful enchantments and equipments. You sit down to a table and ask, wanna get smacked? Only to have a player cast a Meddling Mage, naming your commander. Interaction should never be left out of any deck, and this is extremely important to a Voltron deck. We are going to need to deal with cards that stop us from winning with our game plan. There are cards in this format like Drannith Magistrate that if we don't remove them, we simply don't get to play. You're going to want to run creature removal, artifact removal, enchantment removal, and even land destruction. Maze of Ith is a thing, and you'll be wishing to add Ghost Quarters or Wasteland when it's played against you. Now, your interaction should be mainly used to deal with things that affect us, not our opponents. Sure, the Spirit of the Labyrinth is really hurting us from drawing more cards, but it's also keeping the Locust God over there in check. We really only want to use interaction for 2 things. 1, remove something that's stopping us from playing how we want to play. 2, if we do not remove it, our opponent's going to win. So if you see your opponent play an Exquisite Blood, we should probably remove it before the other half of the combo comes down. How do we keep from being the threat? Sure, we may have a hexproof beater that can't be blocked on board, but look at that smug Urza player over there. They have 7 mana ready. We all know what that means. They got a Cyclonic Rift and they're gonna use it to win. You should save that counterspell you have in hand for them and not this useless enchantment I'm playing. Remind the table that you can't possibly be the threat. Keep their minds on the other players and their game plans. The table knows what we're trying to do, but do they know what that Kenrith player is trying to do? They can be doing anything. They have 5 colors after all. Best save that interaction for them and not our commander. If you do find yourself in the spotlight, it's always best to remind the board your game plan. I'm here to eliminate X player first, not you. Wait to use your removal on me when it's coming at you. To be able to win games as a Voltron player, you're going to need to be able to justify why everything else at the table is a bigger threat, even though you probably are the biggest threat. Finally, we're going to want to stop our commander from being removed from the table as we want to keep them alive and swinging as much as possible. Counterspells, targeted removal, board wipes, all are the biggest fear of our beloved Voltron commander, but there is hope. We can be just like the blue-white control player, and we can have responses to things. Our own counterspells and ways to give our commanders indestructible or hexproof at instant speed are a great way we can do this. Running cards that help us recover our key pieces from our graveyard back to our hand can really help us bounce back. If you can also get it from the graveyard straight to play, that's even better. Remember, don't look at the graveyard as a resting place, look at it as a second hand. The higher level environment you're gearing your Voltron deck to, the more likely you want to add more tutor density. The higher tutors means there's more guarantee of getting those key equipment or enchantments that you need to win. Voltron is often looked at as the lowest threat at the table to its misunderstanding of its true potential. Soon, you too can start piling up the wins in your pods, running Voltron-based strategies. And come on, you know you've been wanting to brew something spicy for your next game night. Aragon Voltron, anybody? Looking to play Commander over Spell Table, but not sure where Urza Voltron lands in power level? Head on over to PlayEDH Discord for curated games of Commander. You can also find more Magic the Gathering content on our website. As always, links are in the description below. We'd also like to shout out PopularFront. PopularFront is an independent journalism outfit from the UK focusing on the world's underreported conflicts. You can check them out at PopularFront.co, where you can find their documentaries and links to their podcast. And in mid-September, PopularFront will be dropping their first magazine issue, so make sure you head on over and get yourself a copy. Lotuscon, with an incredible prize support structure, is looking to be the greatest in-person CDH event to date. With many of the best content creators, artists, and personalities in attendance, this isn't just a tournament, it's a celebration of the format. We're sending Nathan, aka the Hermit Druid, to MagicCon Las Vegas from September 22nd to the 24th. Find him on the floor at the convention for games and other excitement. You might even have a chance to appear in an episode of the Druids Repository YouTube series. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help our channel grow.